welcome to Pitch BrandTalk. We dream big to create a future with more cheers. This is the tagline of the company that I have with me today. I'm very happy to have with me today Vineet Sharma. He's the Vice President, Marketing and Trade at AB InBev India. Uh, Vineet, hi. And like your tagline says, we dream big to create future with more cheers. We'll be talking today about Budweiser, right?
Absolutely. No, thank you for having me here, Simran. It's a pleasure to be always interacting with you.
Vineet, I just want to take off again on the tagline. We dream big to create a future with more cheers. So I just want to start off with how big has the year been for you and what's been the cheer for the company overall?
Yeah, no, I think 2025 has been on a good start. Our year starts in January itself in ABI ecosystem. So it's been a very extremely dynamic year for our company. And in India, we're very focused on building Budweiser, Corona, and Hoegaarden as key mega brands for India. We've had some exciting start with Corona taking over one of the biggest music festivals in India, which is Lollapalooza. Then had some exciting Holi celebrations across India, led by Corona and Budweiser. So all in all, it's been a good start. Today, of course, we're here to talk about another milestone in literally the first quarter of the year. We already in Budweiser are the fourth largest market globally, and it's a lot of love that we have got from Indian consumers. And this young India is who we are focused on. And beer industry has been doing quite well, and it's been driven by a lot of consumer preferences, premiumization, and a lot of festival culture, music experiences, sports experiences as well. And that's where our focus has been. Our focus has been to create a lot of meaningful connections that go beyond just celebrating or selling a beverage, but to create experiences, create that culture that resonates with the Indian audience. We've launched recently a campaign from the House of Budweiser, Yours to Take, and this campaign so far has received very, very positive feedback, and it kind of reinforces a belief that today's consumers value experiences, value great narratives, value great creativity, and they seek brands that kind of champion their lifestyles, their self-expression, their freedom, and the passions. So far it's been good. We're very excited about 2025. A lot more action you will see on all the brands, especially Budweiser, Corona, and Hoegaarden. All so far the year has been quite exciting, and definitely more such announcements to come in the future.
You mentioned your campaign, which is yours to take. You spoke about it a little bit, but can you share some insights about what went behind this campaign and what are your expectations that you set? What's the ROI that you hope to achieve with this campaign?
Yeah. Yeah, no, first let's about talking about the campaign. We believe it is not just a simple campaign. I think it's a great war cry. It's a great movement that celebrates this expression of Indian consumers. This is we say that all the music experiences are great because not only of musicians, not only of people who create those music experiences, but it's actually of the fans who come to these festivals, right? And this is where Budweiser comes in. It is celebrating the expression, the energy of the fans, and this campaign is talking all about that. And overall, Simran, Budweiser has been synonymous with music culture in India. The brand has always talked about not just storytelling but also story doing, and the people who make these experiences are the real fans. And in this campaign, we want to highlight, acknowledge the roles, and make them as the hero of our story. And these are the fans who make every moment unforgettable. They have their own rituals. They have their own friend circle who they go to these festivals, and this campaign is a tribute to them. It's the energy of fans that we have tried to capture from like pre-show anticipation before they have to go, and then they go to the festivals, the electrifying energy that they witness over there, and all of this is the culmination that we have tried to bring in our campaign. And yes, we have been partners to a lot of amazing music experiences, and we believe not just in the past but also in the future that we will continue to elevate the experiences of music and give fans kind of the spotlight that they deserve. So yeah, this campaign is a lot about bringing the fans front and center.
So keeping the consumers and fans front and center, as you said. Now let's also look at the event scene. The music scene is what you spoke about, and you also mentioned sports, right? Currently, sporting events we cannot drink, unlike other countries. You're not allowed.
Yes,
I think you're not allowed to have
yes,
liquor in stadium, right?
yeah,
But when it comes to events, what we've seen over the past 4-5 months, there's been an explosion of artists, both Indian and international, who just come to India. I don't think we've ever seen so many artists, Indian and
yeah,
international, ever in such a small space. So how is a brand are you looking to leverage? And like you mentioned, consumers, a lot of them are also traveling
yeah,
abroad and even
yeah,
within India to visit, whether it was Ed Sheeran or
yeah,
Coldplay and all, or even say
correct.
Diljit. How are you leveraging your brand in a space which is just exploding?
Yeah, no, and I think we're fortunate that Budweiser has always been part of this music scene from a very, very long time. In the past as well, we brought never before seen experiences to Indian shores, starting with Sensation to EDC to Tomorrowland to Boiler Room, Mix Mag. Whether it's club shows or whether it's music festivals, Budweiser has been a pioneer in them. And you were absolutely right. In the last 6 to 9 months, we have seen an explosion in this scene, and the experiential marketing space in India has never been more exciting. And I believe we are just getting started with the kind of view we have on the future, and with the view that we have with the partners. There are many more bigger names that are wanting to come to India, but at the same point of time, give some experiences to our audience which they would have never experienced before. We believe this is a massive opportunity, to deepen, our cultural influence, to our understanding with, consumers or Indian audience will really help. And that's the value we bring to a lot of these partnerships. As I mentioned, we were always the early movers, partnering with a lot of festivals, not only festivals, but even with artist community. We have a very, very strong relationship with them. And going forward, not only these partnerships will continue, but at the same point of time, we will curate a lot more our own experiences as well. We want to have a much more deeper root understanding of music, not just as simple sponsors or partners, but to have our own voice and POV in the music. This will mean that we will develop a lot of own proprietary properties, bringing a lot more of our global, let's say, partnerships to India, and collaborate with a lot of artists who have maybe never have come to India or have never performed in the way, which is the Budweiser way, which is a lot about freedom, ambition, and being that bold, aggressive spirit that Budweiser carry. Our goal is very simple in India: to become the most iconic beer brand. And of course, music is one of our big passion points. At the same point of time, sports. You're right. Today in India, alcohol consumption in the general public is not there. Of course, certain stadiums allow still at a VIP level, or at a box level, but that's still a very, very minimalistic consumption. But our intent is not just to be only partners on ground. We also partners in content, partners in creating a much more deeper narrative that talks about much more understanding about the fans. In the past, we've associated with FIFA World Cup. In this year as well, there's FIFA Club World Cup that is coming up, which is quite a has a big fan following in India. Next year again, FIFA World Cup is back, and at the same point of time, we're exploring a lot of other international sports where Budweiser can have a POV as well. But long story short, we want to keep fans front and center. And as you rightly said, the scene is amazing. It's exploring, and Budweiser has a head start in this space, and we want to continue to build on this momentum that we have through the years.
You use the word experience, 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 right? Now, gone are the days when it was just vanilla advertising. You could have a Budweiser stand or, just with your branding over there. Today, consumers are looking for an immersive experience. So, can you share an example of what we can expect, a consumer? How do you create an immersive experience? Particularly now you have the added advantage of having technology,
Yeah,
you know, uh, which has kind of also grown So can you share an example? How do you
No,
create an immersive
absolutely,
experience?
absolutely. I think we were also one of the first brands in the Indian beer industry to talk about NFTs when they were quite cool. We debuted them in Lollapalooza last couple of years. Technology has always been a forefront of what we want to deliver in AB InBev, not just on Budweiser in particular. But you're absolutely right. People are looking. People are much more traveled now. They're looking for this multi-sensory interactions rather than just simple seeing things. And that's what we have been trying to do. As I said, talked about NFTs, but at the same point of time, in our festivals, when you go, we're talking about interactive installations. We're talking about these, what do you say, instant connect, that you can connect your social media and be a star from the festival space itself. We recently debuted, not having a podcast or a radio station live from a festival. That's something very, very
Yes.
different that we tried to do this time. Very, very good, successful with Corona. But we're trying different concepts in which people or consumers are what do you say? This lines between physical and online get blurred.
Okay.
And currently we are, as I said, experimenting with a lot of things. We're finding success, but more to come. But I think we are very excited, if you ask me, with this world of AI that is coming out, where how you can create things on the go. And consumers today, as I was talking about, this freedom and self-expression. It is not just with physical things of my dress and my appearance, but at the same point of time, my digital avatars of how I can express myself online. Yesterday, all across Gilby was the thing that was everyone was kind of showing online. So that's just one thing, right? How people are wanting to express themselves in their own avatars. And that's something we try to do a lot in our festivals. Even last year when we in DGTL, we debuted this kind of a NFT wall where you can actually monetize. If you're a fan of Budweiser, you can monetize your NFT there with different awards, different prizes, and at the same point of time, these tokens you can get, which you can even monetize for the next festival. So we're trying to use technology. Of course, these are all use cases, Simran. We do not know what is working or what is not. Some things are working, but a lot of things are not working as well. But this is what, as I say, trial and error will happen. We'll figure out this is working, and then we'll scale that. That's the intent. But always the intent, as I was saying in my earlier answer as well, that when we come to the festivals, we come with a full understanding of our consumers, and our consumers are very digital savvy, very tech savvy. How do we talk to them in their own language? It cannot be plain Jane, this logo on a wall or a stand, as you rightly said. It has to speak the language. It has to speak the relevance to today's consumer is very important. But at the same point of time, technology is something that we live and breathe every day. Why not in a music festival, and why not in a music experience? But more to come on this space. We are still, as I said, experimenting a lot. And as I said, some things are working and some things are not. And we are in every single experience, we'll be trying some new things, as we have been doing in the past as well.
I just have a two-part question now based on what you said. In an earlier answer, you mentioned that you're bringing down your proprietary properties and IPs
Hmm.
to India, looking to
Yes.
bring it down. And you also spoke about a lot of innovations.
Yes.
So, can you just kind of talk more about it? What can we expect in terms of your proprietary properties that you're looking to bring down in India, and innovation when it particularly comes to on the marketing front? You did speak a little, combining both.
Yes.
Can you just tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a broad, and I'll try to be much more sharper in my answer. I think proprietaries, we have been blessed with a lot of amazing brands, global equity brands that have a lot of strong equity in the minds of the Indian consumers. Budweiser, Corona, Hoegaarden, these are very, very strong brands. With Budweiser, we have always, way back before COVID, in fact, we had debuted our property on Budex. We want to bring a different avatar of that property very soon to India. At the same point of time, our associations with global properties like FIFA World Cup. So this year you will see a very different avatar with FIFA Club World Cup coming in India. We have never activated that in India, so this will be a first time that we do that. So that's also another campaign that we'll be announcing very soon. At the same time, Corona debuted the Corona Sunsets platform this year in Lollapalooza. We had a whole stage on Corona Sunsets, but at the same point of time, during Holi, we debuted our Corona Sunsets Holy Edition in multiple parts of India. With Who Garden, we have a brunch platform, very successful. We want to scale that in different parts of India as well. So long story short, we are not only bullish on sponsorships, but we're also bullish on our own view on music, own view on sports, and own view on food as well. So that's the first answer. I think on innovation, it is innovation on product, innovation on culture, innovations on even how do you reach out to the consumers as well. And we're trying. Of course, there are traditional advertising, there are traditional marketing approaches, but I think on the product part, as a company, we've always taken a lot of pride in our innovation agenda. Whether in the beer world, launching flavors from the house of Who Garden. We were the first brand that launched multiple flavors, rosé and nectarine, which are the peach flavors that we launched in India. We launched our own homegrown brand, Seven Rivers, 3 to 4 years back. At the same point of time, from beyond beer perspective, we have been very proud to launch a whiskey from the house of Budweiser, an energy drink from the house of Budweiser, a gin from the house of Who Garden, and a partnership with Diawol, with Slab Enterprise, headed by Shahrukh. So we've been very proud of an innovation culture that we have built. Now we are pushing the boundaries on even the cultural innovations, whether it's bringing IPs like Tomorrowland, Boiler Room, or Mixmag, EDC, Sensation, Lollapalooza, a lot of these properties for the first time in India. That's also kind of an innovation at a culture level for our consumers. And as I was telling you, when people come to our, let's say, experiences, they're not just coming to just drink another beer. They're coming here to enjoy immersive activations, enable them in technology. Having just a again, this never before seen experience thing is also there in our day-to-day activations as well. So that's where innovation culture also comes in on personal expression. But we as a brand, as I said, are very clear that we want to be the most trendsetter brand in India, one of the most talked about brands in the alcohol space. And I think we have got a lot of love from the Indian consumers, and we just need to scale. And our current campaign with Yours to Take is putting those consumers front and center. And you will see a lot more announcements, a lot more partnerships in the next 6 to 9 months from the brand, this year in particular, where you will feel that we are bringing these, let's say, the first ever experiences to Indian shores, which is an innovation in the experience and the culture part of India. So that's broadly a simple answer to the innovation part.
Also, how has your marketing evolved say in the last couple of years? I'm not just talking about the execution point of it, because
Mhm.
you had mentioned using AI in media planning, which
Mhm.
is going to be slightly more and evolved than say
Yeah,
your programmatic planning,
yeah,
programmatic media, what you do. So how
yeah.
has this evolved?
Yeah, no. So again, with the work that we do globally as well, there are a lot of we have our global analytics center, we have our capability centers that keep on understanding, working with a lot of startups to understand how we can leverage their understanding to scale our brands. And you are absolutely right. Even from a moving from this product centric communication to much more cultural centric communication is one of the aspects. But apart from that, we're talking about AI, as I was explaining earlier as well. I think AI will not only disrupt your creative storytelling, which it is already starting to, but at the same point of time, disrupting another space which we're excited about is not just media management, but also media buying platforms as well. And this is before the media execution happens. That's one use case that we're trying to see, that a media plan coming from AI. Once you give them your problem statement, once you give them your target audience, once you give them your budgets, something that we are still, let's say, in a beta stage, trying to understand whether this materializes or not. But definitely, intent is to use technology in every aspect. Also, data collection, I think, is another thing that has just increased in our company. Of course, getting the first party data, using that to target our consumers in a meaningful manner. Not only first party, but working with our partners. These could be music streaming sites. These could be experience curators, promoters of the festivals, working with them to how do you capture the data from different touch points that our consumers has, and using that data to sharply target our consumers in the next purchase or the next media exposure that we can serve them. So it's very, very important that we use that, because gone are the days of traditional advertising, and you get a better ROI, better bang of the buck when you actually advertise on digital. Much more sharper targeting that you can get, and this space is evolving very, very fast. I mean, as marketers, every day you are being shared some new information, and you try to see what use cases you can have for your brands.
Now, a trend which we've seen across categories, whether it's FMCG or real estate or also in alcobev, is premiumization. So, and you've got Budweiser Magnum, Budweiser 0.0. So, this is a trend which we're seeing it. How do you see this panning out in the case of Budweiser, and you see more? What percentage of your revenue do you see coming in only from this premium category now?
Yeah,
Because
no, so
this is going faster than the other categories, right? So you
absolutely.
tell me, no?
Yeah, no, absolutely, you're right. And I think premiumization, I think is not just a trend or a fad anymore. I think it is how Indians as consumers are buying goods, and not just in our alcobev or beer category, but generally overall, premiumization is a thing that is everywhere. People have more money in their pocket, more disposable income, and they're trying to upgrade their lifestyle. Right? I mean, that's and not just in the tier one towns of India, but in multiple tier two, tier three towns of India, premiumization is a real thing that we are seeing. And I think the other thing we are seeing is that not just in material things, right? Not just in buying the next product. It could be premiumization in the experiences as well. People are wanting to go to one festival. Next time they wanted to go to a bigger festival. They want to go to another place that gives them a never before seen. And that's what I was explaining in our early answer. That's what, as a brand, we take a pride in, that we always surprise and delight our consumers. But at the same point of time, premiumization is a thing even in the beer category a lot. In 2008, we were the first pioneers of the premium beer segment in India. At that time, we were the first beer that was priced much more costlier. We launched in 2011 Budweiser Magnum, which was priced even higher than the Budweiser variant. And that time it was all unheard of. So we are kind of the pioneers in this field of premiumizing the beer category. And I think the insight at that point of time, and same insight holds true as well, that consumers are seeking much more refined, better quality beverages, and they are looking for things that complement their lifestyle. They're looking for products that, when they are in a certain social experience, they are proud to hold it. The product quality is good, and they're okay to pay a premium if that is the case, right? And Budweiser has been, as I said, a perfect partner of this from 2008 itself. Whether it's in music festivals, sports festivals, we have always been chosen. We have always chosen these properties which are very premium in nature. At the same point of time, where we show up, whether it's the high-end energy lounges, whether it's airports, whether it's even the bars that are in multiple parts of India, Budweiser has always been a very premium beverage to be consumed. At the same point of time, not just Budweiser, our brands on Corona and Hoegaarden, we are also excited about them. They are bringing the super premium part of the portfolio, and they are, if I can say, today, we localized these brands in 2020, and I think today we are very confident of the love that these brands have received in multiple states of India, and now we are expanding these brands to literally all parts of India. And Corona is one of the world's biggest brand. It's the one of the most premium brands, and here in India we have a huge base, a very small base, and a huge opportunity for this brand to grow. Hoegaarden at the same point of time is an amazing wheat beer, and it's focused on food, focused on draft, focused on flavors. We believe there's a big opportunity, and so our focus will continue. We clock close to 60% of our business is coming from this premium segment. We have, of course, amazing brands in the other part of our business as well, but we are seeing this contribution from premium and super premium brands increasing, year on year, and of course we are the leaders of this segment, and with our activations, we will continue to grow this segment year on year. And we're very bullish about this premiumization trend in India.
You're very bullish, and like you mentioned, that Budweiser is the fourth biggest. India, sorry, is the fourth biggest market for Budweiser. So, what's the vision for India? If I were to say, if you were to look, what can we expect looking forward, and say in a 5 year, if you were to look at it from a 5 year period, what
Yeah.
can we say? You already mentioned you're very bullish, but
Yeah, no, absolutely. We believe we are, again, I'll repeat, very bullish on India, very bullish on the Indian story. Of course, we are the leaders in the premium segment with Budweiser. We need this segment to grow even bigger and bigger with the state policies and the pricing. It will really help that we expand this category. More access to beer, more access to alcohol will really help. But coming to Budweiser, we will. Our dream is very clear to be the most loved and culturally relevant beer brand in India. And that will continue today, and that will continue even in the future as well. We aim to lead the premium segment. We are the leaders. We want to consolidate our gains here. We want to pioneer innovation in product innovation as well at the same point of time, culturally bring some newer experiences in music, sports, and lifestyle. Understanding of our consumers will continue to grow better and better, and not only from tier 1 towns. I think we really believe in knowing our consumers, whether they come from tier 2 towns, tier 3 towns. So we are investing ahead of the curve to understand who these consumers are, what their preferences are. Apart from that, we will continue to deepen our presence in trade. We will expand our offerings to multiple parts of India, multiple outlets in India, and engaging them in music festivals, engaging them in sports experiences, in hospitality spaces is what we are looking for. Of course, today we are the fourth largest market, but yes, we are not happy with that. We really want to accelerate our journey. I don't know. With our estimates, we might be the third largest country sooner. Maybe lesser than the 5-year horizon you have given, but let that happen and then we celebrate. But today, of course, we are very, very happy, very, very. If I can say, it's a very, very good that Indians have loved this brand, and at the same point of time, with the let's say the fuel to the fire that we're giving, definitely the scope is even bigger. And that's what makes us excited about India, and not only us here in India, even globally as well. Budweiser, India in particular, is one of the biggest growth markets for AB InBev, and they continue to bet on the Indian, the Indian dream, the Indian, the business that we are building here, and definitely you will see more and more news, not just from the House of Budweiser, but even from Corona and Hoegaarden in the coming years.
thank you so much, Vineet, for your time. And here's wishing more cheers to AB InBev in India. And and I hope that, as you said, you'll be the third largest, India will be the third largest market in the overall company's brand portfolio in less than 5 years. So here's hoping
Yes,
for that too.
absolutely, and definitely when that happens, we'll talk one more time and celebrate that occasion as well.
I hope we can talk much earlier than that. And thank you again, Vineet, for
Yeah,
your time.
absolutely, Simran. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.